So we are here today, this afternoon, for the announcement of Riyadh's season card and the first one coming to London. Today we are here with Mr. Spencer Fearon. How are you doing today?
I'm very good, man. Even better for speaking to you, Kieran. Keep on doing what you're doing. I see your 12 principles of boxing success. Yeah, I mean, I hope that book's selling. I mean, and you know what? You should add Barry Smith in there. You didn't have Barry Smith in the book, mate. I'm not having that. He didn't have you in the book. So next time you come around, you got to get Barry Smith. Because let me tell you this,
I've done master knowledge.
Right, exactly. He did.
Ruined him.
He did. Right. Right, but he did because he come up with a question that I didn't actually have the answer to. You know what I mean? And his question was, name me a fighter that has had a knockout in every consecutive round in boxing.
15 rounds.
In 15 rounds, right? And I didn't know the answer to it, right? The answer was actually Roberto Duran, right? So not when people go and Google it, but that's the first time someone's come up with a question that I didn't know the answer to. And because I didn't know it, I don't hide away from those things. I tell people I didn't know. You know what I mean? But on history, I'll destroy most people. You know that. Anyway, but Barry Smith is doing fantastically well, right? Because I remember him from when he used to be down at Johnny Eames's gym, yeah? Because everyone's got to start somewhere, right? And he just worked his way up, and he was quiet. He wasn't braggadocious. He wasn't, I'm a great fucking fighter, and look at me, and blah. He was just humble. There's times I remember he'd come and pick me up, yeah? And we'd drive to Portsmouth to go and deal with Biola, one of the fighters I had. So, like, Barry's one of the real ones. I've always got a lot of time a day for Barry, man. So therefore I'm saying it on camera. Nice.
Thank you very much.
All right, bro.
Love to have you here, Brian. Incredible. So now that we're getting ourselves ready for the Riyadh season's first edition in London, it's going global. We've got Terence Crawford later on this summer in LA. Now we've got London coming up in September. What do you think about the expansion and in terms of the promotion that Riyadh season are putting together?
It's a takeover. It's a complete and utter takeover. It's not an expansion. It's not on something like when Eddie Hearn tried to come into the thing and everyone's saying, Eddie, shut your mouth because Frank Warren was fighting you down, Bob Arum was fighting you down, Oscar De La Hoya was fighting you down, you know what I mean? And they're all infighting within each other and blah. Al Heyman was fighting you down but weren't calling your name. This is totally different. Nobody's not going to argue when you're dealing with lineal money, right? You're dealing with all money. You're dealing with a country's money, right? And that country actually literally fuels the whole world because everybody gets their all. So it is what it is.
Incredible. And I saw yesterday Usyk put a post up to say he was going to put the IBF title for Joshua and Dubois to fight about. Yeah. Do you feel was that more of a marketing position?
It's not marketing. This you have to. You see, people don't know history, don't understand. You know what I mean? You right? As Marcus Garvey said, if you don't know where you're coming from, you don't know where you're going to. I know history, bro. Check this one out. Lennox Lewis in 99, when he beat Evander Holyfield, November 13th, right? When he beat Evander Holyfield, he was then the unified heavyweight champion. What happened was, as you become the unified heavyweight champion, everyone knows you're solidified number one, the titles get splintered. Reason why they get split is because you've got different organisations saying this, that, and all the rest of it. But yeah, if they really want to make a big splash in the UK, Anthony Joshua versus Daniel Dubois for the interim title don't have that mass appeal. It doesn't matter. Everybody knows who the number one is. Reason why? Because Usyk has beaten Joshua twice, and Usyk has beaten Daniel Dubois. So therefore, he's the number one. So he is the Thanos because he had all the rings. Now all the rings are being passed around, right? So it's okay, because I can still stomach to say this is still for a heavyweight championship of the world. I can say yeah it is, but we know who the real guy is. The real guy is Alexander Usyk, and he's got to still rumble with Tyson Fury, December the 21st in Riyadh. So we're looking forward to that. These are the things that happen in boxing, right? But I'm not going to knock. It's a great fight, and it's in Wembley. It's going to bring a lot of economy to our country, right? So off of that, we got. I mean, seriously, what Riyadh Season's doing, what Turkey Al Sheikh's doing, what Spencer Brown of Gold Star's doing, what all of these Frank Warren, Eddie Hearn, you know what I mean? And they even brought in Ben Shalom. This is even better now because Ben Shalom's got one of his boys is fighting on the show as well. Tyler Denny's fighting. He's defending his title against Hamza Shiraz. bro, it's a beautiful time. I like it because I'm seeing guys who I know are earning good money. That's beautiful.
Absolutely, lovely. And so final question, it's more boxing related than this event in specific, but we've got a lot of people, AJ used to say, if you want to get around the block, have a good right hand, you want to go around the world, have a good jab.
That's not AJ saying.
Not
That's
his
an
saying,
old
but it's an old saying, but he
It may be
put
popularised
it back
to you
in.
young kids,
No,
but
I'd
that's
seen it
a very,
before
very
him, but
old
it's
saying.
in like, it was
Right.
funny to put back in the play. But
Right.
so let's say, now, what could one do to kind of continue to practice and work on the jab? Because some people after 6 months, they feel like they want to work on the advanced things, but they're not sort of working on that
Well, let me
fundamental
just say
jab.
this now, right? This book here, Boxing 12 Principles of Success. This book here, right, is highlighted many trainers in it. Baba Tundi Ajayi is inside this book as well. That's my guy. I brought this guy into boxing, right? But this is the book that you wrote, Kieran, yeah?
Yeah.
I was a little bit disturbed because I'm the knowledge, I'm not even mentioning it, but it's another thing, right? But no, I'm saying to people is this. People forget the thing of this. The jab is the most important punch in boxing. Why is the jab the most important punch in boxing? Because when all around the world, right? So I'm trying to say to you, like the jab is the most important. You know who the originator of the jab was? Do you know who the originator of the jab was? I got you now, innit? Right, Joe. Who was the originator of the jab in boxing? I'm just getting him back because he caught me out in a question a couple of weeks back. I can't live it down. But no, the originator of the jab was a man called Joe Gans. Joe Gans was the former lightweight world champion. Joe Gans was the first black American to become world champion. He wasn't the first black person. The first black person was George Dixon, right, who's a Canadian, right, of Barbados descent. But anyway, so I could bore you to death about that. But what I'm saying is this: when you look at the jab comes from so many different levels. It's the first thing that a fighter learns when you go into a gym. So obviously, why is it the first thing that you learn? Because the jab is the key. The jab is the thing that opens up the door, right? Your big right hand, your left door, all the rest of the shots, they're the snatch and grab when you're inside. You know what I mean? So the jab is the most important thing, right? Because the jab is beautiful. And if you look at the jab, or you look at the great guys with jabs, especially in the heavyweight division, because we're dealing, Barry Smith's sat there and he's co-trainer of Anthony Joshua. Watch Joe Louis, and watch how Joe Louis could just dictate everything off of his jab. Joe Louis will bust your teeth with his jab, right? The jab is more important than the right hand. And the jab can be more hurtful. If you go back to Sugar Ray Leonard, November of 1979, when he fights Wilfred Benitez, round 4, he throws out the jab, boom, and drops Wilfred Benitez with a jab. That is how important the jab is. And that's what I've got to say on the jab.
Amazing. And final question. There's lots of.
I thought that one was the last final question. Come on, man.
That was the final
Hurry
question.
up, man. I've got to go over to my man. He's
This
waiting
is
for
more
me,
around
man.
raising awareness of causes. Because I know you do a lot for the community, a lot to support.
Okay.
So I want to hear about any communities or what you'd want people to get behind and support.
Listen, you know what the major thing is this, and it was Anthony Joshua and Barry was there. Right, Anthony Joshua said, Spence, I just seen you come back from Palestine. I rate that. And he said, you know what? You know, Spence, you know the reason why I post my charity stuff or if I do anything charitable? Because it's better than me trying to post my big watches where I know most people can't afford to buy them, or me driving in big cars where I know you can't afford to buy them. But this is biologically and a scientific fact. When you do something good, in your body, it releases a thing called serotonin. Serotonin is that feel-good factor. You actually feel good that you've done something for someone, right? If someone like Anthony Joshua can do something good for someone, and it'll make their day, but you as an individual, you can do that yourself. Anybody can do it. Rich, poor, young, old, black, white, indifferent, whatever. You can do something nice. When you do something nice for someone, it buzzes you, right? And then to God is the glory, and also God is the reward.
Amen. Thank you very much.
Love, bro.